and welcome to Neil's Spanish Fly Box. I hope you're all keeping well. There are some strange things happening in the world at the moment, and I'd like you to just have a thought and save a prayer for all those people that are being affected. Thank you. Some of my regular viewers will recall me speaking of a style of fishing called a jogada, where they fish with dry flies and a bubble float, and specifically in the area of Castilla y León in Spain. And many of those flies, as successful as they are, have transferred to perdigons, although not exactly the same, in principle the same. Now today's tying is the Old Straw Perdigon, and it is called that because that's what is used for the body. It's a bit like raffia. It's a stem of straw, and you just peel off a piece of the outer skin, and that strip is used to build up the body. And when they're tying the ephemera of that style, they use CDC for the wings and put in dun hackle. Now for today's tying, I'm going to be using some thread which is nothing specific, but what I consider to be the colour of old straw. I found this in a haberdasher's for a sewing machine actually. Now that comes in two strands when you take it off, and what you need to do is separate it to get one strand like that. At the tail I'm going to use cock dun hackle, and for the rib I'm going to use a lemon glitter. Now this is number 34 of Textream. Right, in the vise I have a size 16 hook with a 2.8 silver bead, and the thread I'm going to use is a lemon 10-0. So let's see about mounting the bead. As I've said, not all of the jogada flies transfer, but a lot of them do in their own way. Right, I'm just going to take off some of these cock fibres to be used as the tail. I'll tie those in. And trim off the butts. Right, with this one strand, it's quite fragile, so I'm just going to wet it to give it a bit of strength and to stop it separating. I'm going to tie in the tinsel first. You won't need a lot, just enough to rib it. I'll tie that in. And now I'll tie in the strand of thread. Trim that up. Trim up the glitter. Unwind the thread up to the bead. And now wind on the old straw, as it were. Be as gentle as you can to avoid any mishaps. trim it up. Right, and now I'm going to tie on the glitter. Don't need many wraps. I'm also going to use the glitter as a collar. I'll tie that off. And trim that up. And tie off the thread. Right, I'm going to put some UV on this. A little bit too much there, so I'll take some of that off. Up. And there you have the finished fly. Now you can also tie it in a larger size. That's a size 14 and a size 16, which can be used the larger size for deeper water. And it can also be used, I think, probably with a copper bead later on in the year, but don't ignore the changing of the rib as they do with the original fly. It might come in handy. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider being so, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.